camera people watching this vlog are going to be like, who is this person?
Yeah, obviously.
Let me have his job.
Good morning. I've just received some pictures of people holding my Rising Star Award, which I'm chuffed about. Very pleased to be recognised in a field of really, really strong candidates. And yeah, I'm just off to talk at an event now. We're going to break it down into owning social moments and hijacking social conversation and really understanding what you can do with influencers. Just finished my talk on how to harness the power of influencer marketing in 2019. Steven Gerrard example on how not to do influencer marketing, where he's trying to flog candles. Got the biggest laugh of the day. Don't get a hard-hitting Scouse midfielder to try and flog candles. It's an absolute scorcher. I've just been to the Sports Pro event, bit of networking. Now I'm heading back to do the panel discussion at Social Trends with Aspire. So I've just done the panel discussion, talking about regulations, talking about how to protect brand safety, all that sort of stuff. And it was great to chat to them a little bit about how we do it at Goat.
See you. Good to see you.
We've got 24 YouTubers going through launch at the moment. We're actually controlling the growth rather than actually going and look for more. We're having to turn people down now. How's it going? All right, good to see you. In terms of TGF's childish brand, I've never seen anything like it. And it's in excess of Jake and Logan Paul in terms of how much volume they can do in such a short space of time. They can sell over £1 million worth of hoodies in an hour.
What do you think it is about them that makes them so popular?
A lot of YouTubers have fans that love their content and watch their, but with TGF it's a cult following. They live and breathe TGF. So
it's kind of because of the mental things they've done, people have had to extremely buy into them as characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're putting their risk on the line.
So, super busy day. We had a fascinating training session from Stephen, who is a new member of the team. Come from a competitor of ours, who are very big in the US market. So, helping the team gain further insight into what the other offerings are in the market. It's something that has kind of stimulated a bit of thought in this office. As we kind of further develop our model and our product and our own creds, and there are definitely some insights and kind of tweaks we can make. So what we're going to do over the next week is really kind of further make the US offering bespoke and tailored to this market, at the same time while making sure that we're seen as the global agency, because no other influencer agency has the kind of global capabilities that we do.
Hip and cool. I'm just looking at some of the Ted Baker imagery, which is gorgeous.
What are we working on today?
A bunch of outreach, scheduling interviews for the Thanks Leader program, and getting some people logged in for a bunch of campaigns.
Have you got the address? The British Library, yeah.
So we're at the Sheridan Sports Masterclass event. You're late, aren't you, for your event? How are you? Did one last year. Aaron spoke on a panel. Been working with them actually since the Sport Lobster days. They put on these fantastic events. I think it's 350 people here today. All sorts of people from across the sports industry, football agents through to agencies like ourselves, and everything in between. So Aaron's on a panel today. He's talking about, what is he talking about? Storytelling in sports, with Neil Smythe, who's a very good friend of the business. He works at #United, Dan at Livewire Sport, and Chris at AEG Europe. It's obviously chaired by the one and only Daniel G.
You can literally look straight at me with searing eyes.
Get on with it!
Are you taking questions from the audience?
Preferably not you, if I can help it.
So the first thing, what do I think's changed and what do I think people need to do differently in this day and age, is I think storytelling now needs to be niche. As Neil was saying, 20 years ago it was Sky Sports, they put one thing up, everybody watches it, a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 60-year-old, everybody, and some people like it, some people don't. We now live in a world where you can serve content to specific audience groups and you need to be serving specific content. The best way to do that is with influencers, because they've all got their own audience, they all can create their own content. Getting comfortable with realising that we've all got our own point of views and that actually as marketeers we've got to sort of step back, realise everyone's got a different one, and if we can go niche to all these people, we'll have a much bigger impact. If we're going to do something with Lidl gardening, we're only using people that talk about gardening every day. If we're going to drop a Nike football boot, we're going to use someone that's relevant to that. If we're selling a Chelsea shirt, we're going to use Chelsea accounts. That's what influencers really gives you, the ability to go niche at scale, because there's hundreds of thousands of them and audiences of millions and millions and millions. Now you can do that with ads in some way too, but this is a peer recommendation to that community, which is why it converts better. Panel done.
I feel like I've gained quite a bit of knowledge from Aaron, Daniel and the other guys. Got quite a few ideas from the chat which I think we're going to put into action.
So I see really the future of what we're doing on the talent side of the business merging really well with what we're doing on the brand side. If you multiply the image of a celebrity or an athlete times by the engaged following of these influencers, of these creators, it's a really powerful package. As we go forward, you're seeing more and more people jump onto YouTube now. You see Jesse Lingard on YouTube, you see Juan Mata on YouTube, you see all of these guys building their channels, and it gives them such a strong connection to their fans.
What are the tips to get people to click on the video in the first place?
So it's a mixture of everything. If you are, a footballer, number 9, and you score 20 goals per season, you post a video about top tips for taking penalties. One of the most searched terms in the entire world is how to take penalties with X player. Now that immediately right there would result in people in America, people in Spain, people in Italy discovering your video that might not be a fan of the team you play for, but they will see you, they'll know who you are, and they'll watch your video because you have a credible name and you're giving tips on how to take penalties.
You had some camera training in the last couple of days, really to enhance the product that we're creating. How did that go?
Really, really well. Really nice chap called Liam came in. He's a very good friend of amazing editor Tom Freeman. What's really interesting, what's great about our vlog is we have 2 cameramen on the 2 founders in the office. And then we draw upon Nick in New York, and obviously Alex Burgess in Singapore, and Charlie in Monaco. But the camera people watching this vlog are going to be like, who is this person?
Yeah, obviously.
Let me have his job.